Welcome to this explainer. Okay, today we're tackling a problem that is honestly incredibly common, deeply frustrating, and just painfully distracting. If you've ever literally dreaded putting on a snug pair of boots or sneakers just because of this localized burning pressure on your foot, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to break down the real reason your toenails dig in, and more importantly, we're going to definitively solve it today using clear, science-backed steps. So ask yourself honestly, do you relate to this? We're talking about that sharp, throbbing pain right along the outer edge of your big toenail. You know, that familiar, relentless pinch that makes wearing closed-toe shoes an absolute misery. You might even find yourself limping slightly or, admit it, kicking your shoes off under your desk just to get a brief moment of relief. It's incredibly distressing, but I want to validate that discomfort right away. You are definitely not alone here, and it's actually a structural, mechanical issue, not just bad luck. Let's dive right into this by defining the clinical term for our problem. We want to establish a solid, science-backed foundation right out of the gate. So here it is. Onychocryptosis. Yeah, that's the formal medical term for an ingrown toenail. It sounds intense, right? But frankly, the pain feels intense. But the main thing you really need to take away from this definition is that it's a structural issue. And fascinatingly enough, it's most often caused by our own improper trimming habits. That's right, we're kind of actively creating the very problem we're trying to solve. So here's our roadmap to solving this today. 1. The root of the pinch. 2. The hidden spike mistake. 3. The straight cut technique. 4. Corners above the fold. 5. The power of lipid emollients. And 6. Your daily maintenance routine. Section 1. The root of the pinch. Let's unpack why our toes actually start hurting in the first place. We've got a real central conflict here. On one side, there's the curved clip mistake. Look, when you feel a pinch, basic human instinct tells you to grab some sharp nail nippers, dig deep into that side fold, and aggressively cut out the curved piece of the nail that hurts. It's essentially DIY bathroom surgery. But on the other side, we have the clinical reality, straight tracking. This means safe, flat, straight across cutting. I know the urge to dig out the pain is super strong, but as we're about to see, that curved clip is literally the single most destructive mistake you can make for your foot health. Section 2. The hidden spike mistake. Time to expose the dangerous anatomical mechanics of clipping the wrong way. Now, what's really fascinating here is the introduction of a very specific culprit, the spicule. When you do that aggressive curved cutting we just talked about, you probably think you've removed the offending nail, right? But in reality, you're snipping away blindly in a dark side crease. Because of the angle, you inevitably leave behind a jagged, razor-sharp spike of nail hidden deep beneath the skin fold. This spicule is the true hidden culprit behind your ongoing pain. You haven't actually solved the problem, you've basically just sharpened the weapon. Let's think about how this builds over time. As your nail naturally grows forward, that hidden, razor-sharp spicule doesn't just sit there doing nothing. No, it shifts forward and physically pierces right into the soft tissue on the side of your toe. It acts as a mechanical, foreign body, kind of like a slow-motion dagger, constantly puncturing that delicate skin with literally every step you take. Ouch! And here is the biological consequence of that puncture. This mechanical breach doesn't just hurt, it carries surface bacteria straight into your deep tissue. This triggers an immediate inflammatory cascade. This is exactly why you get that puffy, pink, swollen skin fold tightly against the outer edge of your nail plate. It creates intense, throbbing fluid pressure and redness. So that intense pain you're feeling, it isn't just pressure, it's active inflammation and soft tissue damage caused directly by that hidden spike. This crucial point is perfectly captured in a quote from the Journal of Foot and Ankle Research. The clinical literature unequivocally states that improper nail trimming, specifically cutting into a curved shape, is the chief mechanical trigger for ingrown nails. The science actually dictates a flat, transverse cutting geometry to preserve the natural tracking groove. So this isn't just cosmetic advice, guys. It is a heavily backed clinical necessity to stop the mechanical piercing of your skin. Section 3. The straight cut technique. Let's get into the mechanical fix for onychocryptosis. Okay, the true scientific remedy starts right here. You absolutely must entirely halt the habit of rounding out your toenail edges. Just throw out those tiny curved clippers. Instead, you need to use heavy, straight-edge professional stainless steel podiatry clippers. You've got to align them perfectly flat and straight across the top of the nail plate. You are creating a transverse cutting geometry. No digging, no rounding, just a clean, flat cut across the board. Section 4.
corners above the fold. This is the exact visual goal of your new trimming technique.
When you execute that flat cut perfectly, the result is crystal clear. The outer tracking corners of your nail absolutely must remain completely visible. They need to be kept long enough so they safely sit above and outside the lateral skin folds. Basically, if you can't see the corners of your toenail because they're buried in the skin, you are at risk for creating a spicule. Visible corners mean a safe, natural tracking border. It's as simple as that. Section 5. The power of lipid emollients. This is your secret weapon for managing tight, puffy toe skin. Now, even when you start cutting straight across, your skin might still feel kind of tight and compressed from all that past damage. This is where specialized lipid emollients come in to save the day. By applying a soothing lipid serum directly into the side groove, you're actively relieving lateral tissue compression. It softens those tight, puffy skin folds that are currently hugging the nail plate. This reduces the immediate pressure points and allows the nail to safely track forward without all that painful resistance. Section 6. Your daily maintenance routine. Let's bring everything together into some actionable steps. So here is your new minimalist, science-backed pedicure routine. Step 1, halt the bathroom surgery and never round out your edges again. Just don't do it. Step 2, when you do trim, use heavy clippers to cut strictly straight across. Step 3, always verify that your tracking corners are left exposed and resting outside the skin fold. And step 4, apply your softening lipid emollients daily to keep the lateral skin relaxed and pressure-free. It's simple, yes, but it is clinically profound. Listen, if you take away just one visual rule from this entire explainer, please let it be this. Keep the tracking corners completely visible above the skin fold. When you look down at your toes, you should see those sharp 90-degree corners resting safely in the open air, not buried in a puffy wall of skin. This is the absolute ultimate secret to maintaining strong, healthy nails and permanently ending that awful cycle of inflammation. So I'll leave you with this final thought. Are you ready to officially retire your DIY bathroom surgery and start your science-backed straight-cut routine today? The power to stop the pain is quite literally in your hands and in how you hold those clippers. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Take control of your foot health, keep those corners visible, and I'll see you next time.